Hello. So today I'm going to be making a little tutorial about how to use Blender because one of my friends had some trouble with it. So now when you start off Blender, you have a basic cube. I'm not really sure why my mouse is a bit glitchy right now. So anyways, so you see two weird looking objects here. So you might ask what they are. For this one, it's a camera. So later on, you're gonna probably be using it to make your animations. And this thing is, when I first started using Blender, I couldn't believe it either. But it's actually a light, so I guess it helps in some of your videos and your animations. So yeah. And if any of you guys have seen my video of an animated walrus, that was just a test, and it's something you guys can probably make later on. So now when you start, you have this basic cube, and so right now we're just going to be learning some of the controls. And if you want to move around the camera, you have to just hold the scroll and move around your mouse or whichever way you want it. So now you see there's the Y, Z, and X frame. So as it has a Z, Y, and X frame, you can move them to do different stuff. So now we're moving on the Z frame, the Y frame, and the X frame. So we get something like this. Now it looks like a boring old square and you could do nothing with it. That's when edit mode comes in. So you click tab or you click this and go on edit mode, and you get a cube that's orangified. So basically when it's orangified, it basically means nothing except this cube is selected. Now probably one of the most important controls is A. When you click A, it selects everything, or it deselects it. So you see I'm selecting and deselecting the square. So you see we have this weird looking sort of panel with this little ball, this two ball, and some of this stuff, right? So for right now, you don't really have to worry about any of this stuff, neither with this or this. Well, you might need to worry about this sometimes. This is typically a property, not properties, but sort of a menu of everything. So it tells you all of the stuff you have here. So if I click the cube, I'm sorry, my mouse is a bit messed up. So if you click the cube or you click rename on it, you can rename it to whatever you want. So I'm just going to name it fart. Now, so as you see these weird things, this is for vertexes, this is for edges, and this is for faces. Now when you see it's basically nothing, and your mouse cursor has changed a bit, what you typically want to do is get your mouse cursor and click on any one of these vertexes, mattering on what you have. So if you click on this on the edges, it'll do the same, but only with the edges. So sorry, my voice is a bit cracked. I'm sort of nervous making this video. So and it's the same thing with faces. Now, probably one of the important things to remember about this is, the most important thing when rendering or making an animation is, I can't remember it. So, for the model you want to actually animate, it has to be one piece. So, like, you can probably see it's a boring old square, and I bet most people will probably do this when they first get it. They'll just add another, they'll probably do this, they'll just add another cube, they'll just go around here, and then, they just say it's that. Well, it's not exactly like that. It's about 10 times more complicated. So, as you see, we deleted it. I'll tell you how to do those controls later on. So, when we remove it, it actually moves or gets longer and everything. So, probably the most important thing you want to know is rotate, scale, and subdivide. So these things are: scale is typically changing the size. You click S and you move it shorter, it's typically bigger or smaller. So if I click A and I select the whole thing and I make it bigger, it's going to become the whole thing. So we're just going to go ahead and use on some other stuff too. So, whatchamacallit? I can't remember so well. Okay, so, excuse me. When we scale and rotate, we can rotate some of the sides, like, but not over, because it'll get messed up. So we click R to rotate like this, and any other thing. Now, the important thing to remember is on each different type of mode, some of the keys do different things. Like, it's sort of hard to explain, but it's actually really simple if you actually think about it. So, you see here we have this cube, and if you just want to like make it divided in two pieces or whatever, you click W to subdivide. It brings up an option. You don't have to think about any of these right now. Just click subdivide, and it'll give you options over here. Number of cuts. You can choose to have 1, 2, 3, as many up to 9 if I remember, or something like that. So, and each one of these are sort of different and in any way. So it's probably one of the most important things, and I guess that's sort of one of them. Now, second thing you want to really remember is you shouldn't always go overboard with the subdividing, like doing it everywhere to add more detail, because sometimes when you do that, the model could get messed up or something could happen. Like, I'm not sure if this will actually work here. See, like I said, when you add too many, like, or add some here, one of the faces around it can't really get cut or anything. As you can see, these just move a bit around, so nothing really happens, as you can see. So the typical thing you want to do is start memorizing all of the controls. And the second important thing to remember is, you see this little red sort of aim. It's sort of like an aimer. Like when you have it around, it's sort of a thing. It's sort of where all your objects get placed. Like if I put a cube, it ends up here. So I'm just gonna delete that. And the way you delete is you just do whatever you want. Click wherever you want. Click X, and you can delete it. The second thing is, sometimes you could get really annoyed from clicking this all the time and clicking add, whatever you say. But let's see. I'll just show you an example right now. If you hold Shift and A and then it brings up the option for some special meshes, so you can edit them or bring them up faster. Another thing is to put this back in the center where it was, because sometimes this can be important. It's more easy later on to add amateur bones, which is basically what you use to move your character if you place it and make your character in the middle. So what you want to do is hold Shift and C to bring it to the middle, but it might change your camera a bit. So I guess that's that for this video. Another thing you want to remember, if you're too lazy or if you don't want to, like me, like go around the whole thing, and you can't probably do that. So what you want to do is like if I want to cut this whole circle, if I want to delete this whole circle, and I just do this, it'll only put this side of it. So what I want to do is I click Z. It brings me to wireframe mode. So typically, if I select them, I can select them all and they all get deleted or whatever. So it's typically it's like one piece, you could sort of say. Now, remember that each different types of meshes have different different vertexes, different faces, so it's always good to remember how much you can actually do. Like, I'll just bring up a cylinder. Over here you can edit how much vertex and everything. So I guess that's that for this video. Thanks for watching.